Hello, sports movie fans, and welcome to Locker Room Flicks podcast. I'm your host, Frank Sullivan. With me is my co-host, Frank Darling. Frank, how are you this fine morning?
Doing good. Nice day today, nice sunny day.
Yeah, we got a great day yesterday. Yeah, for up here. Today's supposed to be nice too.
Was it nice? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like one of those top 10 days. It was like low humidity. We went to the pool with my sister actually down over there at Eastgate.
Oh, really? Man, when's the last time you've been in that pool? Been a while, huh?
Long time, honestly.
Long time, I was going to say.
Well, I was going to say nothing's really changed. The pool still looks... The pool and everything still looks the same way it looked when I was, going there when we were, 2 or 3 or whatever.
When Poppy was going underneath the whole pool, one shot.
Yeah. After chain smoking a cigarette.
Yep, which is mind-boggling to this day. I can't believe that. But he did it like it was nothing. Amazing.
So how you been? I know we haven't done an episode in a while. I know you guys went on a cruise for 10 days?
Went on a cruise.
How was the cruise? Good?
It was good, yeah. Went to St. Thomas and Punta Cana, or whatever it's called, in Dominican Republic. That was nice. Yeah, it was fun. We didn't get to go to another island. I guess, I don't know, they had a problem, so they had to, not the boat, but they had a problem. They couldn't go into the thing, so we had a lot of days at sea, so it kind of made it a little long. But food was excellent. A lot of people. It was good, though. We had a lot of fun. It was enjoyable.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
I was going to say, what was this was your first cruise or no? Second?
No, it's my third one.
Third one, nice.
I was on a Carnival, just me and Linda, and I went on the Disney cruise with the kids, yeah.
Oh, nice. That's good.
But 7 days was a lot, though. I would have went like a 5-4.
Really?
7 days is, me and Linda are more of a land people. We like to do things. You know what I mean? It's being on the boat all that time. It's just, it's okay.
I was going to say, they make it, there's a lot of stuff to do on the boat.
Oh, no, and we did. We did a lot of stuff. I'm just saying, yeah.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming with.
You got all those days at sea. Everybody's on the ship. There's no place for anybody to go. So it gets to be a little crazy. But it was fun. Food was very good, and we had a lot of laughs. So it was cool. Yeah.
Was there anything that was like I would say? Whatever, is there anything you didn't like about being on there, or just being at sea?
Well, no, it didn't bother me. I have no problem being in the ocean. It's the coolest thing being out there. Number one, you watch it at night. You watch the water. It's wild, man.
I know.
It's so. Excuse me. It's so cool being out there. That's what I like. Just sitting out there. And we had a little balcony too. And I actually did some reading, which I don't read much, but
that's good.
I sat out there one day because Linda went down to the pool. I just sat out there and read all by myself. It was so nice. But it was a good time. We had a lot of fun. So you had a Memorial Day, right?
Yeah. I have Memorial Day off. We took Stella to the Bearsley Zoo in Bridgeport.
Nice. I see the pictures. Cool.
Yeah, you know what? It's a small zoo. It's a small enough zoo that you can do it in like an hour or two.
Yeah, it is. It always has been. Yeah, they've kept it up pretty good.
We went early in the morning when they opened. Beautiful day out. She don't know what's going on, but it's still nice. She still sees some of the animals and
that's cool.
Because I was looking it up, I was like, what can we do? That's like she's getting older, but
yes, right.
She's not going to remember it, but it's also like a sensory thing for them to see all the
exactly. No, that's good. She looked like she was having fun.
Yeah, no, she's having fun. Went on the carousel. She was traumatized. But yeah, no, everything was just everything went well. Everything was good.
That's good.
Nice good weekend. We got we bought her a little swing. I got it hooked to a tree. Just a little.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Got the sandbox out now, so we'll see how she does with that.
Well, that's great. That's where the fun is. That's when they're fun. That's where all the fun is. I know.
We'll be seeing you guys another week, right?
Yeah. Yep. We'll be coming up on Thursday. Yeah.
Remind me off the air. I'll have to ask you a question about that, but we'll talk.
Yeah. Yeah. And we actually have a car this time, so
good.
We're renting a car, so I won't be stuck in one spot.
Stuck in the spot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know that sounds good. Have you watched? I was gonna say you've been away, kind of. On have you seen any new movies or anything like that?
No, not really.
To talk about.
We're gonna go see the. We're going Tuesday to go see the Planet of the Apes in the movies.
So I haven't seen. I'm so far behind. I know it looks good. I haven't seen one of them. I haven't seen one of them in a while.
Yeah, so we're going to go see that. But
Nice.
no, we haven't. We were just catching up on some of our shows and stuff since we came back.
Yeah, same here. I know. The House of Dragon is coming.
Oh
soon,
boy,
so that'll be good.
That's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it.
I definitely want to watch the season before because I don't remember it, and it was confused the first time around.
I know. I agree totally with you. I might watch the last episode and just see what happened.
I remember, but because when we first watched Game of Thrones, Johnny kind of helped us out, and because he had the box set. So long ago.
He did.
And we were able to look at the. He had like a family tree of all the houses and stuff. And that helps out a lot too, because the names are so similar. There's a lot of characters, and especially when it comes to this, because it's all about the Targaryens. They all have like the same name, or very similar. They all look alike.
They do. I know.
That helps when you put it into like, okay, this one's related to this one, this one's to this one.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, all different castles and parts of land they all own.
I know.
It's amazing. It's so well done. It was so well done. Yep.
But that's it. Yeah. So that's about it. We want to start the movie then?
Yeah, we'll start it up.
All right.
All set?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Introduction to the movie. We watched Rocky 2.
This will be episode 90, right?
Episode 90, very good. Yes, episode 90. Yeah, we're getting there. It's really 91, but we'll leave it at 90 for now. Yeah. That's another story. Release date was June 15th, 1979. Box office info. Budget was $7 million. Opening week was $11 million. Gross $200 million worldwide. That's pretty good. Directed by Sylvester Stallone, starring Sylvester Stallone as Rocky Balboa, Talia Shire as Adrian Balboa, his wife, Carl Weathers as Apollo Creed, Burt Young as Paulie Panino, and Burgess Meredith as Michael Mickey Goldmill. The simple synopsis: Rocky struggles in family life after his bout with Apollo Creed, while the embarrassed champ insistently goads him to accept a challenge for a rematch. Awards: it had 2 nominations and 2 wins. Basic awards, nothing crazy.
Yeah, that's why I didn't put them. I saw it was just kind of basic.
They did win both. A 2-hour runtime. And I watched it on Blu-ray because I had it on Blu-ray. What did you watch it on?
I rented it on Amazon Prime. It was like $3.
All right, but that's it. And now we come to the best part, and this should be interesting. Frank's 5 fun facts. Take it away, buddy.
Okay. There was a lot on this one too. So, so fact number 1: Sylvester Stallone himself wrote the paperback novelization for this movie. The novel was mostly in first person from Rocky's point of view, written in some of the same choppy English that he kind of speaks.
Yeah.
Scenes in where Rocky was not present, such as when Apollo Creed is talking to his people, or conversations between Paulie and Adrian, were in standard third person in proper English. So I guess that's
okay.
Because he wrote it also as well.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense, yeah.
Fact number 2. So, Rocky director John G. Avildsen decided to not return for Rocky 2, partly because he was attached to direct Saturday Night Fever, leaving Stallone to write and direct it himself. But not only did he eventually leave that project, but Stallone would ironically go on to write and direct the sequel, Staying Alive, in 1983.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, right?
Yeah,
I didn't know he directed that.
No, I didn't either. I had no idea.
I guess the director John came back and directed Rocky 5 11 years later.
Okay, right, yeah. I think I saw it somewhere too.
Yeah. Fact number 3. So after the bell rings, signaling the end of the second round, Stallone and Carl Weathers were seen pushing and shoving, taunting, and basically had to get pulled apart by their cornermen. They continued to taunt each other while returning to the corners. So Stallone revealed that they were actually angry at each other, and they were not acting at this point. I guess several blows that were supposed to miss landed. And so I guess it led to them to kind of riff at each other for a little bit. So, and I guess he decided to leave it in because I guess the crowd audience loved it so much.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That was smart. That's a smart move there.
Yeah, I agree.
Almost like an improv, but really wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
A side note on that: it took them over 8 months to edit that scene.
Really?
To meet Stallone's approval, the two editors.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
That's a long time.
Very true. Fact number 4: when Rocky is training for the fight, he is sparring with a smaller, quicker fighter. Do you know who the fighter is?
Roberto Duran.
Yep. You got it right.
One of the toughest fighters there'll ever be.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very good. On a side note, Stallone's infant son, I don't know how to say his first name, Surrogate? I don't know. I should have probably looked up the pronunciation of that.
Oh, yeah. It's, I thought I had it here a little bit. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I meant to look it up, too. But he played the newborn son
yes.
in the movie. And then also, there was another side note where in Rocky V, his younger brother, Sage Stallone, played in Rocky V.
Right.
So,
yeah, it looks like Sergo Stallone.
Sergo, yeah.
Yeah, he's still alive. He's 45. He lost, of course.
Yeah, because Sage is gone.
As we know, has passed away. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And my last note, I thought this was kind of interesting. So, analysts by Philadelphia locals tracked the route Rocky took through the city during the training run with all the children ending up behind him. They said if he took this actual route from South Philly, from his South Philly house to the top of the art museum steps, he would run approximately 30 miles in one day.
Wow.
And that's pretty much 4 miles more than a marathon.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow.
And it also said over 800 local school children were used as extras during that scene with the run through Philly.
Wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's such a cool scene in the movie. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That was good, Frank. That was good. Those are interesting, those facts. Yeah, they really were. Yep. You wouldn't even never know that. That one you talked about when they were fighting they were getting aggravated.
No, I didn't know.
I just figured it was.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you think it's part of the movie? I thought it was. I mean,
yeah. Well, again, it's one of those things where sometimes it helps to look through some of the trivia.
I agree totally.
Because I was kind of carousing through it like a little before and during, and I kind of like watch the scene as it unfolds, and you can definitely see it. Yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. That's pretty cool. And then leave it in there was genius. Number one.
Yes.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That
okay.
was good.
So I've never seen this movie.
You never have.
Never seen. I've seen bits and parts on of all the other movies on TV because I think around the 4th of July there's usually like a marathon.
Yes, there is. There is.
I don't know what AMC or one of the channels. So I haven't seen this movie. And when's the last time you've seen it?
Oh,
long time.
I've only seen this once. I think that's why I forgot a lot about this movie. This movie is more about a love story between him and Talia Shire. It really is. That's all it really is. It's probably the not worst one, but it's probably the boringest one until the end of all the other movies. Of the 3 is good, 4 is good, even 5 is all right.
Do you remember the first one?
Yeah.
The first movie? Did you like that? I mean, you like that one?
Yeah. Did you do that yet? Did you?
Yeah. That was one of our first boxing movies.
You did do it. Okay.
With Steve, and we kind of both had the same thing where, I don't know, man. It had a lot of slow and boring parts.
Yeah. If you watch it over again, you mean Rocky, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. And even the fight scenes, I thought the fight scenes were much better in this one. I mean, I'm talking about the fighting scenes only. I thought they were much better in this one than the other one.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
But it was
there's not a lot of boxing in the first one. There's only one boxing fight. You know what I mean? It's different because he's facing the same thing with this one too. There's only really one big boxing scene, and the other ones and the rest of it's kind of like a few training montages. It's really
exactly. But this is more about him and Talia Shire and all that stuff. That's what it was. That's why it put you to sleep. And, getting a job, not having nothing. Like you said about him speaking, he don't speak very well. So I mean, it's you got to just bear with it a little bit till it gets to the end. But Carl Weathers is excellent in this, though. Yeah. He's sitting in his office there, all dressed up.
100%.
Really, yeah.
He was He almost looked like in better shape than what's his face than Rocky.
Ah, man, he looks like he should have been a boxer. He did play in the NFL, but
really, I didn't even know that. Yeah, wow.
He played in the NFL. He was probably on special teams or something, but he did.
Really,
Yep. And Burt Young is always good as Paulie Panino.
He was good. Mickey was great. Mickey.
Oh my God, the Penguin.
Yeah. I didn't care for Talia Shire, to be honest with you.
She's very, very. I thought they could have used a lot of other people to play that part. I thought it was a very dumb part she played.
And I think they were probably going for that look of like, Philly, Italian. She fit the look.
She did. I agree.
Of that role. However, at the same time, she was like, you could have picked anybody else. Really, I don't know who.
Yeah,
but she was dull. I hate to butcher her. She really was. She's not even really that attractive, truth be told.
No, and she's very frail looking, and she looks like she's like 90 years old. I mean,
yeah,
she's like 30. But and then that part where she goes into the coma, I forgot all about. I know she had the baby, but I forgot all about that. I didn't even remember that part, and I didn't understand that. That was a little weird. That part.
It was almost like they needed her to go into the coma, so he didn't feel guilty about like I don't know about boxing. I don't know.
I agree with you. Yeah. And then she wakes up and she says she's all better. I love these shows. You gotta fight him now.
Yeah. Well, and he's like I haven't seen his son yet. I was waiting to see him with you. I'm like, okay. Yeah. I mean, how long did they say how long she was in the coma for?
I don't know.
A couple days?
Know. Maybe, yeah.
Maybe a couple of days, maybe a week or two.
Yeah.
You haven't gone and seen your son?
Yeah, I know. And I ask you this question: you watch any of these older shows they show? What kind of hospitals are these? She's in a room all by herself. She got a little drip going on. No monitors.
Nothing.
You don't know if she's dying or her brain's working or. I don't get it.
I don't. Maybe she was in a coma. They may not have thought that she was going to wake up. Maybe.
Yeah, that's true. What was that? 70s, late 70s. Boy, it was
late
70s. The Stone Age back then.
It feels like it, right? Compared to now,
it does. I mean, you go in now, you got 100 things stuck on you.
I mean, it's almost 50 years ago.
I know.
The funny thing, I saw this. You're talking about the hospital. Before we move on, there was another trivia thing in there. It says the hospital they were going to.
Right.
One of the nurses was wearing a pin that said "Proud to work at the nation's first hospital." And it was celebrating 225 years in 1976. So
that's insane.
That hospital was founded in 1751.
Yeah, it's in Pennsylvania, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So I wrote that. I was like, that's pretty interesting. But Pennsylvania's been around for a long, long time.
Yeah. And it looked like it was. It looked like it was 1751.
It looked like it might as well be in 70. I know. Did you see the cast? You signed the guy's cast. The guy was in like a full body cast.
I didn't understand that one. That was crazy.
That's funny.
That's hysterical, though. But Stallone plays a good part. He plays that dummy, can't talk too well, and has a heart of gold. And
greaseball, yeah.
Yeah, I know. He plays a
good
part.
You see how he's kind of like, he was like walking and strolling along, he's kind of like not a care in the world. He goes and buys all the stuff after the fight. He bought car, house, a ring, all this stuff. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, granted, he didn't win that. It said he ended up getting like $100 and something bucks, 100,000 for the fight or whatever, and it ended up coming to 30 something.
Yeah, 37,000
or something like that.
Which is a lot of money back then, but
correct, 100%.
But still,
not knowing, but you retired from fighting, so you don't have a job.
I know. And then he got laid off, and they quit. I felt bad for him, but it shows you the struggles. And then she goes back to the pet shop, and She works part-time there. How much money could you be making at the pet shop? But whatever. But, yeah, it's
Not
just,
much.
it's more of the way, and then, he fights Apollo Creed. He finally gets the fight after he pressures him to fight him, so, but.
Yeah,
Good,
I thought it was cool, some of the stuff he was putting out with the newspaper and the commercials.
that was
It
cool.
interesting.
And then, how about when Apollo's sitting there talking to his guys there in the room? And they all look at him, he says, about beating him, and they all look at him like, and he's starting to say, so you really thought he would have beat me? Remember?
Yeah.
You don't want to fight him. Why don't you fight these other two guys? Yeah,
I know.
That's the only funny thing about watching these boxing movies. I mean, I'm sure you've seen boxing matches, real ones.
Well, yeah, they go blow to blow.
You can't hit people like that. That fight would have been over in the 5th round for both of them. They're all bloody and stuff. They can't. They don't. What do you call it? Those fights anymore? They just stop the fight. They can't do that no more. There's too much to lose. But that's why that fight was cool to watch. But they're punching, hitting 7 shots in a row. Nobody could handle that. You'd be on the ground. There's no way.
Yeah.
That's the only fantasy part about it. But what are you gonna do? It's a movie. But yeah.
Hey, can you turn your camera off and then turn it back on? There's a little delay.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Let me see here. Wait a minute. Hang on. Let me see.
See if that fixes it.
I don't know. I shut it. I hit it. Let me see if I can shut it off. Hang on. Yeah, it's off now. Let's shut you off too, though. Okay.
Yeah.
Put it back on.
Try it. There's a little delay. I just want to kind of.
Well, sometimes you have a little delay too. I don't say that because it doesn't affect. I don't care because it doesn't affect the sound. So
Yeah. No, I think we're good now.
Yeah. But yeah. So. Oh, did you see that about him? He got hurt.
Yeah, lifting weights, right?
Yeah, with I thought it said the guy. I guess whatever. During the preparation, he was bench pressing 220 pounds when the weight fell and tore his right pectoral muscle. This was shortly before the fight scene to be filmed, and ultimately the scene was shot with Stallone still badly injured. Actually, if you watch the fight a lot, he goes southpaw, but he goes southpaw because he has no choice in the matter. His right side is in pretty bad shape. Well, I know you do see him hit with his right hand, but you watch him; he's lefty almost the whole fight. That's
Really?
He got hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know that was the whole plan for him to kind of like stay righty and then switch to southpaw.
Yes. Right.
Which I mean, I think is a clever strategy to do if the boxer could do it. Because I mean, he only had 10 weeks or something to fight.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he did.
Which isn't long, but
they spent 2.5 months training for the fight sequences. Him and Carl Weathers.
I don't understand. Like, it's got to be so difficult to because you got to almost lean off punches. But I mean that's what they have. Choreographers are there for to teach you how to do it.
Now, in the later ones that he did, especially the last couple he did where he's old, he fights real fighters. We talked about this before, just like Creed does.
Correct.
Fighting real fighters is so much easier because they know exactly how to do it. So because they're real fighters, so it makes it a lot easier. But in these first couple of ones, it must have been really tough doing it because Carl Weathers is not a boxer. You get what I'm trying to say?
I understand.
A real boxer can make you look real good. That's the point I'm making.
Got you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that must have been tough. That's why they spent so much time, I guess, doing the training too.
Even like the budget, wasn't for what it made a good amount of money.
No, $7 million. Must have go to Sylvester. Well, no, Burgess Meredith. I mean, he wasn't on. He was old at the time, but he probably and Carl Weathers probably got a decent amount at that time. So he's without Carl Weathers in the movie, it's kind of
that's
dead.
very true. Yeah, Carl.
So that's where the money probably went. Pretty much. But I guess this was the third highest grossing film of 1979.
I saw that too. What other movies
Kramer vs. Kramer. I never saw that. I think that's with Dustin Hoffman. I think
I didn't either.
And Amityville Horror, which is a scary movie.
Yeah,
I've seen that before. That's the house where they say "Get out."
Yeah, I know.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, very good. It's very good for 79. Yeah,
and the soundtrack was good.
Yep, soundtrack. I think was someone was part of from the original soundtrack.
Yes. They always do nice with the soundtrack in those. Frank Stallone's in it.
I missed him. Where was he?
He was on the Singers. Remember the Singers were on the corner singing?
Okay.
He was walking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was there. He was
the doo-wop group singing.
Yes. Yeah, he's there. Yep, his brother. Yep.
I noticed one of the guys at his wedding. Let me see. I had a name for him. So I recognize him from The Godfather. This the second one. Joe Spinell.
Yeah,
you know
Joe
that?
Spinell. Yeah.
Yeah, he played. He was Willie Chi-Chi in The Godfather too.
Yeah, I know who
he's been. He'd been in a few other things. I just that's what I know him from because I recognize his face.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yep. Yeah, I actually looked at that. I seen that when I was going through the Amazon thing. I seen the picture. He was.
Yeah.
I mean, I know who you mean.
His trainer Tony Burton. He's been in. And he was in Rocky Balboa. He's been in a ton of them. A lot of the other ones, the other Rockies.
Yeah. Yep. He's pretty. Stallone's like that too. He brings a lot of his same people with him too.
Yeah.
He's good. And I guess that's the only Rocky movie where Adrian and Paulie were not present at the fight.
Well, yeah. One of the other things I saw was I guess Talia Shire was doing something else. She was doing another role for something, and I guess she couldn't make so.
I read that too. Just put her at home and look like she's watching on TV.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, she does have a newborn to take care of, so.
Yeah.
I like the whole Philly aspect. I know Philly's such a cool. Like I said, I don't think I've been to Philly, but just the location, the area, it reminds you of like a little New York.
I agree with you. You're right.
City. That was like the other movie we watched, Invincible.
Yes, you're right. Exactly. Yep, I agree with you totally.
I love the location.
I can't stand the Philly sports teams, but I mean, Philly is pretty cool.
Correct. Yeah.
But I agree with you totally. Yeah, it was pretty cool the way they were set.
Did your Rangers win last night?
No, they're done.
They're done. That's it.
They're just that's it. Florida's just.
What can you do?
I knew that was going to be a tough series. Florida's is they're better. They're better than the Rangers. What are you going to do? I felt bad for our goaltender. Yeah. He played phenomenal, but we didn't score no goals. Their defense was tough.
They're going
back to the Stanley Cup now. So Florida. Yeah.
I told you Casey knows the Quick family, right?
Yeah. Jonathan.
Yeah. It's funny because we just saw because I've met his father.
How does she know that? They're from Hamden. He went to Hamden, right?
He lived on the same street she grew up on.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's funny because I met his father, and we just saw his father at Home Depot not too long ago. We were talking a little bit.
That's weird because my friend Steve Sharnick, I used to work with. His kids went to school with him, and they knew him very, very good. Jonathan Quick.
It's funny because he's got 2 brothers and a sister. I've met everyone but Jonathan. It's kind of funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Go figure, right?
He got 2 Stanley Cups under his belt.
Oh yeah, he did. He's doing pretty well for himself.
And he's on the Rangers now. He's the backup goalie. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jonathan Quick. Yeah, he'll be a Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What else have I got here?
Let's see.
This
is what I. Let me read this. This is what I told you. I got this from something else. The story development of Rocky surprising Creed by switching to fight right-handed was not in the original script. Only came about because of an accident on set. While getting in shape for the film, Stallone experienced an almost complete tear on his right pectoralis major muscle while trying to bench press 100 kilograms of bodybuilder Franco Colombo. He was a beast. And underwent a partially successful surgery in order to reattach the muscle. Therefore, he could not fight with his left hand. So
crazy, huh?
Yeah, so they had to change a little bit in that. Let's see here.
I wonder if, because this had me thinking too, if because I noticed a few similarities with Michael B. Jordan and Apollo Creed. I wonder if you watched a little bit of. I'm sure you watched all the movies to kind of get ready for the Creed movies and kind of pick up a few similarities, like because they both like the trash talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah.
I thought that would have been interesting.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. I agree totally with you. I think there's some I think there's some. Well, don't forget, Stallone wasn't. What was he in? 2 of them? 2 of the Creeds?
I think
1 and 2.
I don't think I've seen the third one.
No, he wasn't in the third one, but he was in 1 or 2, I think, a little bit. I know the 1 he was in a lot, but and I guess in some kind of a mention, supposedly this is something I never knew. Rocky's first name. Did you see that? Was supposedly Robert.
Yeah, it was Robert.
Didn't know that.
No.
All these years, not that it makes any difference, but
no, I know.
But yeah, I didn't know that. But yeah, I thought the fight scenes were pretty cool. I mean, it was like I said, it's a little archaic, but the crowds were cool. The way they did it.
You're right.
Like you said, the choreographing must have been phenomenal. The way they
did
it, so.
Well, and again, you said it too. If those boxers would never go toe to toe like that.
No, not
taking
for 15
shots
rounds.
That's the crazy thing is 15 rounds.
Was it 15?
Crazy?
It was 15, right? Yeah, 15. Yeah,
you're lucky to get to the 4th round.
Yeah, you would. You'd be in the hospital.
And it's basically a UFC match. I mean, that's what they basically do. It's
exactly
crazy.
Right. Exactly right. Right. Yep. I guess Burt Young in there. I guess from the first to the second movie, I don't know why, but he lost a lot of weight
or something.
So they put bigger clothes on him. So I don't know what that has to do with it, but they put bigger clothes on him.
I think it takes. I mean, ultimately, the movie takes place right after the first one, or supposed to.
Oh, that's right. You're right. I forgot about that.
Because it pretty much goes right from the fight to the hospital to
You're right.
It's maybe a year later.
You're right. Exactly. I forgot about that. Then he has the eye socket thing, which I forgot about. So whatever. And I'm not for nothing. Paulie in this and all these shows, he's very mean to his sister. That's his sister.
You know what?
He is.
That was one of the things I was going to mention because in the first one, me and Steve were like, why was he was so. Like, I mean, like, almost physically aggressive, too. He was like, give her a nice good smack, you know? Like,
oh, yeah. No doubt about it. That's
that, you know, from that era where, you know, physical abuse was accepted back then. You know, give her a good crack. She'll go in line.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. Yep, that was back then. You can get away with that stuff, you know? Let's see here. I'm trying to see.
Yeah, I'm looking. What else? Talk about that. I like the chasing the chickens. Was seen was pretty cool.
Oh, that's funny.
We had chickens, so they're fast, man. I mean, if you have them in open land,
yes,
you're not catching them that easy.
Did you said a couple got out though at your house, right?
Yeah, well, we eventually knew how to we would let them out. We would know how to corral them up with treats and stuff because they knew right. You shake the bag of treats and they come running.
You remember in Creed he did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did the chicken thing. Yeah, people laugh about that. That's a real training part. You know, that's not fake. That's real. That's pretty cool. They mentioned one thing. I gotta mention it. Remember the scene with Rocky and Apollo talking to Meaty Run Reporter asks Rocky what he might do if his money replies by telling her to go buy Paulie a snow cone machine, buy a church a statue, and buy his unborn child some Muppet toys and mention Kermit the Frog. So, I guess Stallone had been a guest on the Muppet Show earlier that year in 1979. Remember back in the late 70s, but Muppets were on fire. I mean, that was a big thing, the Muppet Show.
Oh, I know.
But it was so funny, the script, how he made it like he's so dopey when he talks about it. It's simple stuff. You know, simple stuff. He had a nice car, though. That's 79 Trans Am. That's beautiful.
Oh, Trans Am, huh?
Yeah.
I know.
I think that was a Smokey and the Bandit car. I think that's what they had.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like some of the free shots at the end when he's running through and where they kind of freeze at him like this with his arm up. I thought that was pretty cool.
I know. That's
I don't think you'd see those shots nowadays.
Yeah. How about when he's working in the meat market, man? That's a nasty job.
Oh,
And guess
I know.
what? Guess what? They still do that to this day.
Oh, I know.
I mean, you still got to pack that stuff and cut it. No machines do that.
It's funny because there's a guy I've seen on Facebook and Instagram. He's like a butcher, and he shows you how he's at like a meat market. And he shows you how to break down the. Yeah, that's wild. It's crazy when you see how sharp the knives are. They just cut through like butter.
That's something else, man. Yeah, that's wild.
There's a big weight difference too. I mean, Creed was 220 and he was 200. That's a huge difference.
You're right, because Linda noticed that too when they were doing how much the weight was. She says, "Well, that's 20 pounds." The people don't realize that's a lot of weight difference.
It doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is. You got to remember too, that time of the year it was 76. Jimmy Carter, was around, and that was I know it was 79, but it's remember the movie is based on 76. I don't know if you realize that. It is based on 1976, and that was Jimmy Carter. He was a horrible president. The gas lines, unemployment.
Really?
So that's why a lot of that stuff is thrown in there, just to show you. Yeah, you're laid off. You got no job. It was a tough time to be in America then. It really was. It was really a tough time. Yeah. Well, like I said, this is probably one of the I wouldn't say bad movies. It's just one is more of a boring movie for like
correct
2/3 of it, and then the other ones they're different and they're exciting and they're crazy. Got good characters in the next two. So
I mean, you have one fight and then there's a few. Like I said, there's a few training montages because he doesn't pick up boxing again until after like an hour in. So.
Right, exactly. Yeah, like the next one you got Mr. T, Hulk Hogan. Then the one after that you have the Russian guy. So it gets to be.
Again, I don't think I've seen the fifth one. I've probably seen a few scenes with what's the dude? Not Khal Drogo.
He's the fourth. He's the fourth. That was good, Drago. I like that.
What's his face? Yeah, I've seen a little bit of the fourth one. I don't even think I've seen the third one. So
yeah,
we'll get to it eventually, maybe.
Oh yeah. Those are real good. But yeah, let's just get back to that real quick with that Roberto Duran. He was champion from 68 to 91, I think. Champion.
Really?
Oh yeah, he was phenomenal. I don't know if you remember any of these guys, Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, all those boxers. That was a great era of boxing. I think they were lightweight, middleweight. I always forget what weights they were. He was
a little before my time.
Yeah, he was phenomenal. Well, boxing was a big thing back then. Boxing was a real big thing. It was like the UFC today. You had great boxers. You probably had 10 boxers in one division that were all good.
Really?
Now, I don't know what it is.
What do you think? Mike Tyson's supposed to fight the dude.
Yeah, but he's got to delay it because got something. He got something going on in his, I don't know, something in his belly or something. I don't know.
It's crazy because they make a big thing out of it, but at the same time he ends up winning. If Jake Paul ends up winning. Like Jake Paul's like 25, and Mike Tyson's 50. So it's like, big difference.
Yeah, it is a big difference. Well, that's why Mike's got to knock him out in the first or second round.
It's all for money. It's all the money, promotion.
He's probably broke.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. We'll see what happens. But it's probably going to be put off for a little bit.
Yeah. That's
all right.
That's pretty much all I got. You got anything else?
You all right? Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I couldn't hear it. Yeah, that's all I got for you. I don't have anything else really.
No, that's about it. I mean, like I said, everybody, like I said, Carl Weathers was excellent as Apollo Creed. Burt Young, good as Paulie, and Burgess Meredith. Let's just give him a little kudos here. He was, God rest his soul. He was really good in that. He really good. He was a good trainer.
You're gonna eat lightning and crap thunder, right?
I love it. Woo-hoo! That's way to go out, buddy. Way to go out. All right.
Yep. All right. You want to go for,
yeah.
I don't matter. You want me to go?
Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm looking at Rocky. What I gave it a rating of 7.5.
Right.
That's the first one. I'm gonna go probably around the same. I think I only gave it 7.5 because it was one of the first ones to come one of the more popular movies to come out at the time of boxing. because it's pretty much on the same par of like there's slow moments, it's up and down. Some of the training montages are really cool. I mean, it gets you amped up when he's running around down.
It does. That part of the movie is excellent.
Gets you real amped up.
Yeah.
I could say the training that scene is almost more better than the fighting itself.
I agree totally. With
some
you,
of the training montages. So I'll go with 7.5. That seems respectable. They gave it IMDb gave it a 7.3.
Yeah. Yep.
So what are you gonna go with?
I don't know. This is tricky for me. No, it's not. It's not higher than that. So, I know that part of it was pretty cool. That's the first time you really see him do all that training like that in a movie, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
The running through the with all the kids and up the stairs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it was 2 hours long, which I thought was pretty good. I think that was just enough to make the. Yeah. And the characters in it were really good. I'm going to go the same as you. I'm going to go 7.5. I'm going to give it the same as Rocky only because the fighting in the first Rocky was just not a lot of fighting. I didn't really.
No, it wasn't on par. Yeah.
And this had more of the training part in it, which I liked. So,
they probably could have cut out like a scene or two, but again, I understand where they were coming from and why they needed it.
Yeah, but I'll give it the same as you, 7.5. I'll give it for that part of the last hour of the movie. That's about it. The last half hour. That was the best part of the movie. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't get better until
exactly. First part was really sleepy, but like you said, like my wife was saying, Linda was saying, it's more like the love story of them in the beginning. That's the way it is. So you got to look at it as a movie. You can't just look at it as a boxing thing. It was more a little bit of love between them and all that stuff, and having the baby and everything. So, but yeah, that's it. So 7.5.
Good. Yeah, again, I'll put up a poll. I don't know. I'll figure it out the next thing because, like I said, I know we're going to take another week off.
Yep.
It's the summer, so it's going to happen, right?
Yes.
Vacations and stuff like that. So, and we'll figure out. We're coming into our blockbuster.
Oh boy.
July, so we're going to have about 5 different movies coming up here, but they're going to be good movies. They're going to be
That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun to talk about those. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. 100%. All right, anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, that's the ball game.